Today I will be doing a comparison between the Tesla Model 3 and the 1990s BMW 3 Series. I will be scoring each vehicle between 1 and 3 points depending on a variety of topics, including performance, drivability, and economics. Range. The Tesla has a stated range of 250 miles, but it's really closer to 180 miles because you cannot fully charge the battery or fully discharge the battery. If you do either one, there's a chance that you can damage the battery, and you don't want to do that, obviously. Meanwhile, in the BMW, there's about 400 miles of range. Low speed acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. The results might be different than you expect. The Tesla does it in 5.7 seconds, and the 1996 BMW M3 does it in 5.5 seconds. Then we have high speed acceleration from 100 to 200 kilometers per hour. As expected, the BMW is faster than the Tesla. The electric motors in the Tesla prefer lower speed, lower RPMs, and the BMW prefers higher RPMs, so it makes sense that the gasoline-powered car would be faster at high speed. Braking. The Tesla is very heavy, so it doesn't like to stop. But the BMW is well known for their braking and quartering abilities. But the Tesla is going to get one extra bonus point because it's really cool that they can convert kinetic energy to electricity with their regenerative braking, which the BMW can't do because it doesn't have batteries. In the handling category, both cars easily get a 3 because of the chassis is wonderful in both of these cars. The handling is really good. The center of mass is really low. It's just a good design. Endurance. The Tesla's brakes and batteries overheat within 15 minutes, which is barely enough for a qualifying lap. This is why we don't see any Teslas in major races. Now, the BMW E36 has won multiple 24-hour-long races in its history and is still competitive against newer models. In 2018, at the 25 Hours of Thunderhill, the longest race in the United States, the E36 M3 finished 6th overall, 18 laps ahead of an R35 GTR that was in the same class. Number 2, drivability. First up, we have visibility. In the Tesla, the windows are very flat, so you can't really see out of the car. So I'm going to have to give it a 2. But in the BMW, the windows are much larger, and you can easily see what's behind you. So it's going to get a 3. For driving aids, they both get a top rating of 3. But for very different reasons. In the Tesla, when you're driving down the freeway and you're super bored or something, you can just turn on autopilot. Even the base model cars come with a basic autopilot, and you can just cruise down the freeway and you don't even really have to pay attention too much. But in the BMW, you have to be paying attention at all times. But you also don't have the driver aids, which makes the car more fun to drive in certain situations. And a really good driver without traction control can actually drive faster than the traction control for a limited period of time. But it's mostly just because it's more fun. Number 3, economics. This is the most important category for most people, and this is how most people will make their decisions, including myself. So let's make some assumptions. Let's say the BMW is a used car that cost about $5,000, And the new car's down payment is conveniently $5,000, which cancels each other out. So the only thing we have to worry about is the car payment of $550 a month for that new Tesla. Let's also assume that electricity is 10 cents per kilowatt hour and premium gas is $4.09, which is pretty common here in California. So let's break this down between short range driving, which is about 4,000 miles per year, and long range driving, which is about 40,000 miles per year. Unfortunately, I drive more than 40,000 miles a year, which sucks. Don't do it. The E36 gets about 25 miles per gallon, so if we take 4,000 miles per year and divide it by 25, we get 160 gallons of fuel and 1 oil service. The cost per year in this scenario is about $750 for the 1990s BMW. The car payments alone for the Tesla are going to be $6,600. This is an easy win for BMW in the short-range driving category. In the long-range category, with our BMW's short-range cost calculated at $750 per year, we can simply multiply it by 10 to get an astonishing $7,500 per year, just for fuel and essential maintenance alone. It is definitely not economical, and if something breaks, it gets even worse. Do you think the Tesla will beat the BMW? Remember, the car payments alone are $6,600 a month. So how much does it cost to drive 40,000 miles per year in a Tesla? The Model 3's electrical usage is about 250 watts per mile, or about 2.5 pennies per mile, making the electricity only cost about $1,000. The Model 3 is the clear winner here, but there's a catch. The batteries in the Tesla were only designed to last for 10 years, and you will need to do a battery replacement that costs $20,000 no matter how much you drive it. But if we're being honest, the 25-year-old BMW is probably going to be costing a lot more than $2,000 a year if you are driving 40,000 miles per year. So I think you will end up saving a lot of money if you are driving the Tesla for really long distances. With all of that said, I do not think that the Tesla Model 3 is overrated. Even though it might be a little bit slower in some terms of performance in comparison to a 25-year-old BMW, it definitely makes sense economically. And I would definitely recommend buying one if you drive 50,000 miles a year like I do, because you will be seeing some serious savings. Well, that's it for this episode of Get Faster. Please join us next week to continue the installation of the wide body. If you would like to know why I am installing a wide body, please refer to this video up here. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.